As we play in the bottom of the 10th, we look ahead to tomorrow night, Game 4 of this World Series. What will the tally be? Right now, the White Sox are up 2-0. Our coverage tomorrow night begins at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, 7 Central. As Marte and Vizcaíno get loose. Qualls is getting loose for Houston. He would work the 11th if this game goes there. Orlando Palmeiro off the bench to bat for Lidge. And Palmeiro had it flash through his mind, trying to somehow get in the way of that pitch, down and in. Ball 1. It missed him. Lane, who's been a hero tonight, on deck. 2-0. Walks got El Duque into trouble in the 9th with 2 strikeouts. Got him out of the woods. Up and in, 3-0. Ball 4, a 4-pitch walk. And the Astros put the lead man on here in the bottom of the 10th. That's 4 walks in an inning plus handed out by El Duque, and Ozzie Guillen's going to bring his trainer out, make sure that Hernandez is healthy.
The right shoulder. Brandon McCarthy was going to be the right-hander, and the White Sox thought about that, about replacing Hernandez with McCarthy. And now, of course, you can't, but obviously something wrong with him. A 4-pitch walk to open up the bottom of the 10th inning.
Vizcaíno has been getting loose, and Luis Vizcaíno is going to come in for the White Sox. First appearance of this series as El Duque will leave. Schneider, the trainer, went out to talk to El Duque to check on his health, and we saw him grab at that shoulder a couple of times. And he is gone after issuing his 4th walk to start this 10th inning to Orlando Palmeiro. And now Luis Vizcaíno, who's been a workhorse, he was with the Brewers, then part of the deal that sent Podsednik as well to Chicago. Or Carlos Lee is in this game, Game 3 of the World Series. Winning run at first, nobody out, bottom of the 10th, and Jason Lane, who has homered and tied the game with a 2-out double in the 8th, steps in.
And with Lance Berkman, he is the hottest Astro hitter. He has no sacrifices this year. So I don't look for him to bunt.
Brady is even with a bag at 3rd. And he pops it up on the infield. It's in foul territory, and Widger has it for out number 1. So no bunt from Lane, and the batter will be Ausmus. There's Ausmus and his numbers in this World Series: 3 hits. Drew a walk leading off in the 7th, but was stranded. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Five game, bottom of the 10th. Ball 1. Vizcaíno, a 31-year-old right-hander from the Dominican. That deal on December 13th of 2004 really changed the look of this White Sox team when they added Podsednik and got rid of a big slugger in Carlos Lee. He had a big year with Milwaukee. It throw to first, and Palmeiro gets back.
Certainly the hit and run is an option here to push the runner to third with less than 2 outs. If Ausmus can find a hole.
Osmus 2 for 20 in the 7th inning on this postseason. And he takes a strike over the outside corner. It's 1-1.
Joe, you were talking about it during the break, about how odd this World Series is, seeing so many pitchers for the White Sox with their first postseason appearance in the World Series.
Here's a guy who hasn't pitched in 3 weeks. What a jump. But Osmus swings at the pitch and pops it up. Palmeiro was all the way down, I would say 3/4 of the way to second base. Osmus swung at the pitch on 1-1 and flies to center, 2 down.
Well, he's a right-handed hitter. He can see the jump by Palmeiro. There would have been no play on Palmeiro. He swings anyway and pops it up. That is a huge mistake by Brad Osmus.
And a big out picked up by Vizcaino. And now Uribe, the shortstop, comes in. You see Garner react because they had second base stolen easily. Uribe comes in to try to remind Vizcaino to pay more attention to Palmeiro at first.
Yeah, now the element of a surprise is gone.
Here's Adam Everett. So Vizcaino comes in here in the 10th inning, gets Lane, gets Osmus, and now pitches to Everett. One for 10 in this World Series is Adam Everett. That hit was an infield hit back in the 3rd tonight. Ball 1. Palmeiro got a jump but decided to come back as the ball squirted away from Widger. Every night has been a nail-biting night. We're now in our 3rd game of this World Series between these two clubs. White Sox won Game 1, a final of 5-3. They won on a walk-off home run by Podsednik in Game 2, 7-6. After the Astros came back in the top of the 9th to tie it on a 2-out 2-run hit by Vizcaino. Now tonight the Astros tying it in the 8th. Here we are in the 10th. Ball 2, 2-0. Everett with 11 home runs during the regular season. A 2-0. Good pitch from Vizcaino, 2-1. Check on Palmeiro, who has a short lead.
Palmeiro trying to give Vizcaino something else to worry about other than the hitter.
Here's a 2-1. 3 balls and a strike. On deck is Burke. Burke almost stole the show in the 9th when he reached on a walk, went to second on an errant pickoff throw, stole third on the next pitch, but he was left standing there. And the 9th inning ended with the bases loaded. Here's a 3-1. Fly ball, foul, out of play. Full count. And that will give Palmeiro a head start at first.
Normally the first baseman would play behind the runner here, but I think it's a smart move on the part of the White Sox to have Konerko hold Palmeiro close. That way, on a short double, he won't be able to score, but he will be off of the pitch, of course.
There he goes, and Everett hits it down the left field line, foul. 11:35 in the Central Time Zone. If you're just joining us, hope you had a good night out. And our game summary: Jason Lane, a home run, a game-tying RBI double with 2 out in the 8th. Garland, the starter, went 7 innings, allowed 2 earned runs, 4 total. 11 pitchers used, and 327 pitches have been thrown. Number 328 is another 3-2 pitch to Everett. And it's 2 on with 2 out. Good at bat by Adam Everett. Here comes Don Cooper, the pitching coach. And here comes Chris Burke. Burke was an instant hero when he went deep in the 18th inning to win it for Houston. The Division Series Game 4. On to the NLCS, and now in the World Series. Up with 2 on and 2 out here in the 10th. Strike 1 to Burke.
Middle infielders are playing back. There is no thought of holding Palmeiro on at second base. They are giving him third. You play back and deep in this situation. If you can't make a play, you try to knock it down.
Stabbed by Widger. 1-1.
Good play on the backhand by Widger.
Chris Burke, a first rounder back in June of 2001, an All-American in Tennessee. The 1-1. Up the middle, back to Vizcaíno, makes the play, and off we go into the 11th. Each side will have the top of their order as Vizcaíno comes in and shuts down the rest of the 10th. Plenty of pressure. Extra innings in Game 3. Now it's Chad Qualls into the game for the Astros. 11th inning, top of the order for the White Sox. Orlando Palmeiro stays in the game, plays left, so he'll remain in that number 5 spot. And Burke is out. Pitcher's back in the 9 position, and a strike is on the inside corner to Kosednik. Scott is 1 out of 5 with a single and a run scored in the 5-run 5th, the only inning in which the White Sox done any scoring. A 5-run 5th. There's what's left on the bench for Phil Garner, backup catcher, and Vizcaíno. 3 left for Ozzie Guillen. That's in at the knees. It's 1-2. Inside, ball 2, 2-2. Ausmus popped up and was ready to throw it around the horn. And you can see why. So it's 2-2 on Podsednik. Gucci and Dye will follow. To the right side and through, a base hit. So from a near strikeout to a base hit, and now the White Sox have their leadoff man on here in the 11th.
Tailing fastball that was called the ball by home plate umpire Jerry Lane. Qualls wanted it, and now the base hit by Podsednik. 59 stolen bases on the year.
Here's a Gucci, and the Astros expect the bunt. Dye will follow, and then Konerko. Check on Podsednik, and here is that pitch that was called ball 2.
Tailing fastball from Chad Qualls. Just missed inside, says home plate umpire Jerry Lane. Very close.
Gucci missed it trying to bunt. Strike 1. Tadahito has 2 hits tonight. 3 in this World Series. Right now he's up there to advance Podsednik into scoring position. And he bunts foul. Strike 2.
Ozzie Guillen said, let him hit, telling third base coach Joey Cora, take the bunt off.
Ensberg backs up at third. No balls, 2 strikes. Podsednik on with his 2nd hit of the night. For the White Sox, their first hit since the 8th. Ball 1, almost a pitch out.
It was. Osmus out to talk to Chad Qualls. Perhaps it was an unintentional pitch out, but watch Osmus going up, and Qualls went up with him. Up, and away.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Gucci. Go ahead run at first, nobody out. Gucci got a piece, and then it got a piece of him.
If you're Podsednik at first base, you try to pick a slider on which to run. The fastball not only gets to home plate quicker, but usually it's a pitch easier for a catcher to handle. A slider, not so.
Close, but safe. Safe. Berkman never got the glove on him. And now Qualls is really bothered by Podsednik over at first. Qualls is still a rookie, even though he pitched down the stretch for the Astros last year and in the postseason. His 1-2 pitch. They pitch out. Throw down by Osmus. Too late. And the stolen base for Podsednik.
Too late and too errant. On the third base side, Osmus looked like he really took his time and was deliberate. Sometimes that'll do that to you. It'll surprise you because you were right. The throw to the third base side. Biggio tries to apply the tag, but Podsednik in there.
6 stolen bases this postseason for Podsednik. And then the second base umpire, Gary Cederstrom, kept his eyes on the play to see if he stayed on the bag. Iguchi, the count 2-2. So the Astros guessed right. They pitch out with Podsednik running.
The foot
Podsednik
followed the hand.
He was able to stay on the bag. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Iguchi trying to put the White Sox back on top. In the air to right. Podsednik will tag. Lane's throw is airmailed, but it stays in play. A break for the Astros as that ball hit up against the fencing and then kicked back toward third base.
And had that ball been thrown in the stands, then Podsednik scores. It would have been 2 from the field, 2 bases. Airmailed, it hits the base of the wall. Karem's back. Everett alert. Podsednik back to tag. The fake break hurried the throw from Lane. And the Astros with a huge break.
So now Jermaine Dye. Dye tonight, his only RBI came back in that big 5th inning. Strike 1. Ausmus during the regular season threw out 25% of potential base stealers. In this postseason, Ausmus has caught 1 in 13 chances.
I get your drift. Podsednik with 18 of 19 stolen bases, of 3rd this year.
94 miles per hour, 0-2 on Dye. On deck is Konerko, then it's the pitcher spot.
Whole right side of the infield is open for Dye.
Ball 1.
Biggio very close to second. He has to be with the speed of Podsednik.
Two out. And now the Astros can do what they wish with Konerko. First base is open, 2 out, in the pitcher's spot follows Konerko as Qualls threw a nasty pitch down and away to Dye.
It was a slider out of the strike zone. And Timo Perez has come to the on-deck circle. And they're going to walk Konerko.
Bobby Jenks is getting loose for the White Sox in their pen. They had Marte up earlier. And it'll be up to Timo Perez here in the 11th with 2 on and 2 out. Here's ball 3. Luis Vizcaíno will end up going 1 inning. He walked 1. No hits or runs. Showed you who's left on the bench for the White Sox. Only 2 arms left in the bullpen, Jenks and Marte. The Astros have Ezequiel Estacio and Wandy Rodriguez left in their pen. Vizcaíno is lifted for Timo Perez, and here comes Jim Hickey, the pitching coach, out to talk and maybe refresh Qualls on whatever their scouting report may be on Timo.
Timo Perez with World Series experience. He played for the New York Mets back in 2000 against the Yankees. He does have a tendency to hit the little flares to left field. Of course, in this ballpark, it's going to be normally for a base runner at second base tough to score, but not with the speed of Podsednik.
In that World Series in 2000 for the Mets, Perez was 2 for 16. Meeting is over, and Qualls will deal to the pinch hitter with 2 on and 2 out. This place couldn't be quieter, as these fans are wondering if their Astros are going to stay in this series. Already down 2 games to nothing. It's good news for that kid. Sleep. 5-5 game in the 11th. To the right side. Berkman to the bag. Qualls keeps it tied going to the bottom of the 11th. The crowd erupts. Is the kid awake? Still sleeping. Bottom of the 11th. Top of the order coming up for Houston. Bottom of inning number 11. The longest World Series games by time, 4 hours, 51 minutes. We're at 4:15. By innings, 1916, game 2 between Boston and Brooklyn, won 2-1 by Boston, and Babe Ruth pitched all 14 innings. Tonight, the White Sox have used Garland, Polite, Kotz, Hermanson, Hernandez, Vizcaíno, and now Jenks, the closer, against the top of the order for Houston. Unhittable in game 1, and the Astros reached Jenks in the 9th inning of game 2.
In game 1, he threw the high fastball, you may remember, against Jeff Bagwell. So 2 high fastballs, and then in game 2, the low fastball that Bagwell caught up to, and then the killer right there was the 2-run single. So Jenks allowed the Astros to tie it, and that was the game, of course, that Podsednik hit the home run to win it for the White Sox.
They should love Biggio around here. He's been a lifer in this organization, 18 years, and he will lead off the bottom of the 11th. 5-5 game with his Astros down 2 games to none.
And the point we were trying to make with that replay right there, the 4 hitters, down he's easier to hit. Not there.
98 for ball 1. Biggio with 2 hits in his first 2 at-bats. 2 for 4 on the evening. When the White Sox got the home run from Podsednik to win game 2, Ozzie Guillen said he fought his way through the crowd, and the only person he was looking for was Bobby Jenks to try to pump him up. Jenks was heartbroken and distraught after blowing the save in game 2. Guillen telling us before the game, I've seen him get knocked around a little bit, and then he's able to come back the next time out, put it behind him, and be unhittable again. He's getting his chance here tonight in game 3. 1-2 on Biggio. 2-2. Biggio, a career high 26 home runs, and this is 18th season in the big leagues. He has not gone deep in the postseason. Go back to game 2. And Ozzie Guillen went right for Bobby Jenks, grabbed him by the face, and gave him a hug. And everybody headed to Houston. A 2-2. First breaking ball, and it's low, full count.
The heck of a time to do it with a 2-2 count. pitchers have to be patient just like hitters have to be patient.
One away. Jenks delivering one down and away, and Biggio went after it. May have chased ball 4.
Even when you know what's coming, however, and it was ball 4, even when you know it's coming, tough to lay off of.
And then Biggio with a turn and asking Jerry Lane if that was a strike or a ball, and it was clearly down and away. The Astros have been handed 5 walks in the last 2 innings, but have not been able to take advantage of them. Here's Taveras. The rookie takes ball 1.
I think the strategy here is to make Taveras take a strike. Hope that Jenks is wild out of the strike zone. Get his speed on at first base.
There is the strike, and it's 1-1. Taveras shoots one foul, and he's in the hole. 1-2. It is midnight. So the first World Series game in the state of Texas is going to start on Tuesday, October 25th, and end on Wednesday, October 26th. That hits Taveras, and he goes down to first.
Well, we talked about the 2-2 curveball. I don't understand this pitch. There is no way that Taveras can get around on a fastball. No way. And the curveball hits him.
So now Taveras is on at first, 1 out for the Astros' best hitter, Lance Berkman. Hitting .455 in this World Series, was intentionally walked his last time up. And that sound you hear is the sound effect they play here for the Killer Bees. They've got Biggio, they've got Berkman, they've got Bagwell, they've got Burke.
And a killer T at first. Taveras.
He will be thinking about stealing second. He draws a throw. You can run on Jenks, and Taveras, the rookie this season, stole 34. He has not stolen a base in this postseason. Pitch out, and the White Sox guessed wrong. Fouled off to the left, 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, as we talked about, the left field fence is 315 feet, and Berkman has shown an ability to shoot it down that left side and get it over that 25-foot wall. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on, 1 out. Strike 2. Berkman in the hole, 1-2. 2-2. Biggio led off. He struck out. Taveras hit by a pitch. Has not taken off yet. Taveras is going. Berkman takes a ball and a walk. 2 on, 1 out. And now Morgan Ensberg will be the hitter. And again, Don Cooper is out to talk.
I would imagine, excuse me, Joe, I would imagine that one of the things that Don wants to talk to Jinx about is Taveras on at second base. You can see he looked immediately to Widger. He's looking out towards second base. Taveras with 34 stolen bases. So not only is Don out there to calm down Jinx, but to also remind him about Taveras at second base.
We've been on the air for 4.5 hours. You can cut me off anytime you want. What a game. What a World Series.
Really.
2-run victory for the White Sox in Game 1, the walk-off home run in Game 2, and who is going to step up and be a hero tonight in Game 3? Which uniform will he be wearing? Could it be Morgan Ensberg? 2 on, 1 out. Ball 1 low. Ensberg has not faced Jinx in this series. It was almost a balk.
Almost. You can fake to second and to third, not to first or home.
But you have to turn all the way around.
Yeah, and left leg coming up. Clearly worried about Taveras.
Ensberg takes a strike. 1-1. Bill Garner telling us before the game Willie Taveras is getting better and better and more confident on the bases. He's the potential winning run at second. Ensberg takes another strike, and it's 1-2.
That's the first breaking ball that Jinx has thrown for a strike.
Orlando Palmeiro on deck. 1-2 pitch. Ensberg checked it. 2-2. Astros have had runners all over the bases the last 3 innings, but don't have a hit since the 8th. The 2-out RBI double to tie it off the bat of Jason Lane. Full count.
One out. I don't think you send him here. The chance of a strikeout is too great.
The 24-year-old Bobby Jenks brings home a 3-2. Ensberg pops it up. Down the left field line, and Uribe is out, the shortstop, for out number 2. And now it's up to Orlando Palmeiro, or this game is going to the 12th. Palmeiro pinch hit in the 10th, walked, stayed in the game, and he gets another at bat. If we go to the 12th, the White Sox will have Rowand, Creedy, and Uribe against Qualls.
Ozzie Guillen pulling in the left fielder, Hudsednik.
Palmeiro takes a strike. 99 miles per hour from Jenks. Rowand and Podsednik are trying to make heads or tails out of that motion from Ozzie Guillen. Pulling him in. Here's an 0-1. Strike two. And the White Sox are one strike away from getting this game to the 12th. Astros left 2 on in the 8th. Left the bases loaded in the 9th. Left 2 on in the 10th. And they have 2 on here in the 11th. Just staying alive.
Go back to our conversation with Ozzie Guillen before the game. He said the other night when Jeff Bagwell got that hit off Jenks in center field, that Rowand was too deep. It was his fault. He accepted the blame, and he's trying to not let that happen again.
Palmeiro, another foul. Trying to battle and hit a mistake and end this night. We've seen 375 pitches, and Jenks trying to get around a hit batsman and a walk here in the 11th. One and two. Palmeiro, part of the championship with the Angels in 2002. He's been a good pinch hitter over the years. Went to St. Louis and now Houston. Broken bat, back to Jenks. We're going to the 12th. The Astros have stranded a dozen. We go to inning number 12. Still tied at 5. It was a 4-0 lead in the 5th inning until the White Sox bats woke up and took it to Roy Oswalt. 5 runs, 6 hits, a 5-4 lead until the bottom of the 8th. 2 on with 2 out, and Jason Lane tied the game with that shot down the line. Then in the 9th, first and third, 1 away. A strikeout of Taveras with the bases loaded. Ensberg went down swinging. Here we are with Qualls on the mound starting the 12th. Astros have already played an 18-inning game this postseason. Now it's the 12th inning of Game 3, and Aaron Rowand is first up against Chad Qualls. Strike 1. Qualls got around a leadoff hit and a stolen base by Podsednik in the 11th. One of the hitting heroes, Creedy, is on deck, and then Uribe. Strike 2. The Astros have Wandy Rodriguez and Ezekiel Estacio in their bullpen. The White Sox have only Damaso Marte left. An 0-2 pitch. Rowand strikes out, 1 away.
Good sinker from Qualls. What you just saw there was Jim Hickey, the pitching coach, calling the bullpen to get either Hernandez or Estacio up. It's going to be not Hernandez, Rodriguez, I beg your pardon, because it takes him longer to get ready. That's why he's up and throwing with no intention, one wouldn't think, to come in this inning. But should it go to the 13th, he'll start the 13th.
Big reason why is the pitcher's spot for Houston. Qualls is due up 4th the bottom of this 12th. Wandy Rodriguez suffered the loss in Game 1 of this World Series after taking over for Clemens. To his left, Everett. 2 out. Freedy is gone. And with the bases empty, here comes Juan Uribe. We were talking to Ozzie Guillen before the game about Uribe and his at-bat in the 9th inning prior to the game-winning home run by Podsednik. I said it looked like Uribe came close to driving a ball out. He said he just got under it, but he has got a ton of power. He hit 16 home runs during the regular season, and he takes a ball down and away. He has 1 postseason home run.
Guillen impressed with the way the ball just jumps off Uribe's bat. He's got an inconsistent swing. That's his problem. No swing is the same from at bat to at bat.
1-0 from Qualls. Broken bat pop up. Qualls has done his job. Everett takes it in. We go to the bottom of the 12th. A 5-5 game in Game 3. Back after a word from your local station. Bobby Jenks back to work in the 12th. Got around a hit batsman and a walk in the 11th. And here is Jason Lane, who has homered, walked, hit an RBI double, and that double in the 8th with 2 out tied it at 5, and we're still tied at 5. Ball 1 from Jenks.
Once again, if you're a Houston hitter, down in the strike zone from Jenks is easier to hit than up in the strike zone.
4 hours and 40 minutes since we started this Game 3. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jason Lane, a .300 hitter here at home, .267 overall during the regular season, 26 home runs, and he has 3 postseason home runs. 1-1. 1-2. It's Lane, Ausmus, and Everett. If anybody gets on, the pitcher spot, Chad Qualls' position comes up. A 1-2. Lane pops it in the air to left center field, and it will be played by Podsednik. 1 out. That brings in Ausmus.
It's almost as though Houston, since the pitcher is 4th up in this inning, is thinking, well, if we're not going to score, let's go 3 up, 3 down so we can keep balls in the game. No, it's a weird way to think, but
well, if they end up with that spot and they take Qualls out, the Astros will be left with Wandy Rodriguez on the mound in the 13th inning. Damaso Marte is getting loose for the White Sox in their pen. The White Sox are in a position now where you've got Jenks on the mound. He's trying to get through 2 innings, and he may not be in a position to come back out and close it in the 13th. 0-2 on Ausmus, and he did not have a good swing at that pitch.
Oh, that swing is just so indicative of the type of electric fastball that Jenks has. I know you hear that term a lot nowadays in baseball. Well, this guy, Mr. Electricity right here, on a hitter so quickly.
And 0-2. 2 down. 96 miles per hour. And the second strikeout for Bobby Jenks. The official word on El Duque, who left in the 10th. Tightness in his neck, and his status is day-to-day. 2 out here, and Adam Everett steps in with Vizcaíno in the on-deck circle. Strike 1 on Everett, who tonight has an infield hit. And that's it.
This game is like swimming through syrup.
It is. I think. Look at that swing. 0-2. 2 out, bases empty, and Jenks is 1 strike away from sending this to the 13th, and that would make it the 2nd longest World Series game in history. The longest 14 innings. Ball 1. White Sox in the 13th. We'll have Widger, Monsednik, and Iguchi. If the game goes there. Still 1-2 on Everett. Everett with 11 home runs during the regular season. Waits for a 1-2 pitch from Jenks. Two strikeouts in the inning, 3 on the night in 2 innings of work. And now it's the 13th. White Sox will bat. Widger will start it. Still tied at 5.
Welcome back to Houston, and extra innings here between the Astros and the White Sox. The Houston team doing anything they can to change their luck after an 0-2 start in this World Series. They grew beards coming into the playoffs as a show of solidarity, but decided to go with the clean-shaven goatee for tonight's game to, as they put it, start clean and change their luck. But this game has gone on so long that some of their hair is growing back. In fact, Joe, I think we're getting a 12-27 shadow on some of these guys.
Thank you, Chris. If they don't win tonight, I don't know what's next. Get rid of the goatee or the hair altogether. White Sox trying to take a 3-0 advantage in this World Series, batting in the 13th. 5-5 game, and Widger is first up. Qualls back out there for a 3rd inning, and Widger takes a strike. That's low. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Once again, the Astros trying to look at it from the positive side. Since they didn't score, at least they went in order, and that kept Qualls out on the mound.
Marte is still loosening for the White Sox, and now Estacio is getting loose for the Astros. Good pitch by Qualls. 1-2 on Widger.
Big difference there, and looking ahead is Estacio is primarily a starting pitcher, and Marte isn't.
1-2. 2-2. Ezequiel Estacio started 14 games this year for Houston. Had 8 appearances out of the bullpen, was 3-6.
And that's what the managers are trying to do right now, is think, well, we may have to have a guy who's another starter in there.
Big rip by Widger, and the count stays 2-2. The Astros, I'm sure at some point, as you look at that lineup card, send that out to a calligrapher before the game. Thinking back to the 9th inning when they had 1st and 3rd, 1 out against Hernandez and did not get it done. That's down and in, full count. Rivera struck out after an intentional pass to Berkman. Ensberg struck out They've had chances with men on the last 4 innings. A 3-2. Widger stays up there. Widger struck out his first time. That was against Lidge. After Widger, Qualls will get into hitters that he's already faced tonight. A leadoff walk. Our guys at Stats Inc. are working overtime tonight. First World Series game in Texas by the numbers. Bill Webb, our terrific director, has called for 1,605 camera cuts, and they're adding up as we speak. 428 replays, 24 Fox promos, and 10 game summaries.
How many bunt attempts?
We're going to see one here.
I think so.
But I don't have a figure for you. Podsednik up. 2 singles tonight. The Astros expecting the bunt. Gucci will be next, and then Dye. The bunt attempt, and the ball down and away, ball 1. So he squared around and took it. Now looking down at Joey Cora, the third base coach for the White Sox, to get the sign. That's a foul ball. Foul ball, strike 1.
Brad Osmus figuring I might as well complete the play and maybe get a call.
You never know this postseason.
That is correct. But not on that one.
1 ball, 1 strike on Podsednik. The kid's up. Kid was sleeping from the 8th inning through the 12th. But 20 years from now, he'll be telling all his friends that he was there and saw every pitch. Game 3 of the World Series. Here's a 1-1. Podsednik bunts it. That's a fair ball. Down to second, out, over to first, double play. Podsednik didn't leave the box.
What an alert play by Brad Osmus. He practiced it the pitch before. The foul ball. And now jumping out in front of home plate. Watch the bare hand play and watch Podsednik. He doesn't move. Osmus in fair territory. Now throws to second quickly. And a rare double play of Scott Podsednik. The ball hit foul, landed fair, and brilliantly turned by Osmus.
Now Gucci with the bases empty, 2 out, strike 1. Here's a guy in Osmus who, while we're making jokes about how many promos and how long, for almost 5 hours he's been every half inning squatting down, calling pitches, trying to think his way through this game. And he has enough spring in his legs at the end of a long season to hop out and make that play. Here's an 0-1. 0-2 on Gucci. That's the Dartmouth catcher behind the plate for the Astros. Crowd is back. Oh, 2. We go to the bottom of the 13th. 9-1-2 coming up for the Astros. Tied at 5.